Bed. Love.
Bed.
Bed.
Love.
Beyond.
Beyond.
Bed, love, beyond. Bed, love, beyond.
Hey, what is up? Welcome to Bed Love Beyond, the podcast for the hopeful and the hater in us to discuss sex, love, and whatever's clever with like-minded people like you who are also in limbo with love.
Like us.
Thank you for listening to us on Podbean, iTunes, Pocket Cast, Stitcher, and
Google Play Music.
yeah, and episode 44 is Does the One Really Exist? So, what?
I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, so we're gonna get into that. But any recent news, whatever?
I don't know.
Something?
I don't know if there's anything new.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in relationship / trying not to be a psycho mode.
Okay.
Although I had lunch with my ex-boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Which was just to give him something back. And, like, he asked me, he's like, are you going to tell your boyfriend that you had lunch with me? And I was like, yes, dummy.
And what he said? And what he say?
He's like, good, I think you should. I was like, okay. I was like, all right.
Well, no, but that's a good thing. And I believe we probably have a subject on that later down the line. But, like, not to say, should you keep secrets from your ex? You know, it's not so much that.
Oh, from your boyfriend.
I mean, yeah, from your boyfriend, right? But I guess it's like, do
they need to know everything?
Yeah, do they need to know everything, or like a form of respect? You know, because
I didn't know how he was gonna take it. He took it pretty well. I mean,
mm-hmm.
I think there was like a little bit of jealousy in there, but like I explained to him, like he just left something at the house, like from when he lived here. I was like, and I kind of wanted to just be. I didn't want it to be like that one thing lingering around, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't need him to like be like, oh, I'll just stop over and get it.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, let me just get rid of it.
Right, and that's also another subject that you wanted to speak about later. You know, not the difference, but I guess the things about, like, you know, when's a good time to drop your stuff off, and then when's the time that you have to pick your stuff back up.
Right.
You know, because that's a.
Right, we've started kind of like leaving things at each other's houses. We have each other's keys, so I guess we're in that stage, whatever that stage is.
Yeah.
Oh, I have his keys. He has my garage door opener. I'm like, you don't need keys.
Right.
That sounds too permanent. But
What are you, Jimmy from You're the Worst?
I know. Exactly. I thought about that episode. I was like, what do the keys mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, we could definitely. No, we're not. We're definitely gonna have an episode about that.
But yeah, so I had lunch with him. I told him, and he was just kind of like, okay, thanks for telling me. He got a little jealous, but I don't know.
Right.
It passed.
Yeah. But again, which is, well, at least to me, completely understandable, because he was the last ex,
right?
Know? So you kind of always feel like but
I guess there any moonwalking in this?
So what?
Moonwalking backwards. Get it?
I was like, what?
That's going on a t-shirt.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so it was funny though. My ex was like, it was good to like kind of see him, because it made me like happy to be where. Not that I haven't been happy, but like appreciate where I am now.
Yeah,
in my relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of just like,
yeah. You always kind of need that perspective.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't like you.
Yeah. You need to have it, and sometimes you need to have it in your face. You know, just like, okay, my old situation is right in front of me, and I constantly think about like my new, you know, the new situation that you're in. So like, that's cool. So you're just like, okay, boom. Yeah, I am totally in a good place. You know, so that actually happened to me today. It was really weird, because I didn't even realize this until the person told me, and you know how I'm good with details. So like so like today, I was talking with a friend, and a friend told me that, like, oh, you know, you probably don't care about this, and I was like, what? And they were like, well, you know, like, it's funny because like your ex, she's celebrating her 1 year anniversary of the time that she met her man today.
You're like, you're right, I don't care.
Because she's like, oh, you know, whatever, love of my life, blah blah. Then I met him today, blah blah. And the thing is, like, the funny thing is, I guess I knew that date only because like a couple weeks before, a year ago, that's when I stopped talking to her because that's when she told me that she met him.
Oh,
you know
were they
what I mean?
talking online or something beforehand?
I don't know,
Oh.
but she just told me about him and like, oh, he's great, blah blah blah, and then I was like, all right, I'm not talking to you anymore. So like, but the funny thing is, I've when my friend told me that, I was like, oh really? Like that happened today? She was like, yeah. I was like, oh, you know what? That's good, man. Like, you know, she's like super happy, and I'm glad that she's doing that. You know, adoration thing on Facebook. That's great. You know, and you know, and like for like 15 minutes, I got kind of somber. But the thing was, I was just like, wow, I would have totally remembered that. But I've just been so just enamored in my own situation with Yoga Chick. You know, like I'm like, man, like I really like her. You know, and I've just been just on that to just try to like, you know, how do I make this better, or like how do I show her that like I like her, or like how do I make sure not to say that things are bad, but I'm always like, I'm not resting. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
So I'm like, yeah, you know, like,
You don't want to drop the ball.
Yeah, exactly. So, and she's not making me like, well, what are you doing? You know, like she's not doing that too, like, you know, doing the whip thing, like, whoosh, like, how you making this better? She's not doing any of that. You know, she's actually saying to me like, how do I do things for you? You know,
wow.
Which is a freaking change, because I always felt like that I was always reaching out to the woman, you know, and like not doing enough and not being enough, you know. And she says that, which is good because you know, like personally, you know that I hate the phrase, you know, be a man, or why aren't you man, blah blah. And she told me like straight up, because you know we always have like deep talks, her and I. And she said straight up, she's like listen, she's like, I don't necessarily care about like what society thinks that men or women should do, blah blah blah. She's like, to me, you're a man, and stuff. Like she said that's like straight up.
Oh, sweet.
And I'm just like, oh shit, you know, like that's completely different, you know, from what I hear all the time. So I was just like, wow. So like, yeah, I'm so like enamored with that, with her, just like, yo, how do I make this good? How do I make her feel happy and stuff? So, like we just recently, well, because I remember shit. I recently celebrated. We reached a month, so like I gave her,
cool.
yeah. So I gave her like, you know, like some trinkets and stuff. I gave her like a crystal rock keychain with her name on it, spelled properly, because like she really can't find things with her name on it. She likes candles, and I bought her a candle in her favorite color.
Oh, cool.
So she was like, oh my god, thank you so much. I was like, I know it's not much. She was like, no, it's perfect. Like I don't need like extravagant shit. Like this is perfect. And I was like, all right, cool.
Aww.
So like she really liked it a lot. So yeah, you know, so I was just like, yeah. So I was like somber for like 15 minutes, but then I was like, yo, I'm good, man. I really really like what we have.
Cool.
Like, yeah,
that's
so
a huge improvement
from
fuck everything. I'm happy.
Yeah, so I totally understand what you mean when, you know, you have to look at what you used to have,
right?
And you're like, nah, like I'm good, man. I like what I have, yeah, and I really do like what I have, and I hope that I can like claim it. You know what I'm saying? Because like right now we're just like dating, but like I
don't know. You guys seem pretty like I got the. I don't know, is the luxury? The privilege. I'm like the luxury. I've gotten the luxury. I had the privilege of meeting Yoga Chick, and you guys came over to hang out with me and my boo.
Yeah.
And my roommate. Poor guy. And she's super sweet. She's super nice, and you guys just seemed like super enmeshed and like you got each other. Like it just like she didn't seem like a stranger to you. You didn't seem uncomfortable. Like
yeah, but like we didn't even like do it. We sat on the couch.
Yeah, but you guys, like, it was funny because like I felt bad because I wasn't entertaining you guys, but you guys were like in your own little world over there. I was like, they don't even need my entertainment. They just wanted a place to chill for a little bit. I'm like, on to SVU. Who's getting raped?
Wow.
That's what happened.
We cannot put that on a shirt. No.
No, that's not nice.
No, that is definitely not nice. But no, because like yeah, we hung out on, well, it wasn't technically the 1 month, but we were hanging out like we usually do. But this time I really wanted her to really wanted to see like my side of things because we felt kind of disjointed because like I kind of knew about her things because I don't know, the last couple episodes I told you guys that I went to do yoga with her and all that stuff. So I really got a sense of her, but I don't think she's gotten a sense of me, and she really wanted to know how. She wanted to know more of me. Right. So I was like, all right, cool. I was thinking all week, like, what the hell am I gonna do? I don't know anything about me. Just ask me questions and I'll answer. But it was cool that so I came up with like this just really corny thing. I was like, oh, we'll have like a martini childhood tour. So so like I was like, cool. So like I'll show you where like
and if you now that you're caught up on Married at First Sight, you'll see that you've done the right thing.
I don't. No, I have caught up to Married at First Sight, but you're gonna have to remind me how that. Because
remember when
sense.
Nick and Sonia were having issues, they said take the other person to like a place that is you.
Oh yeah.
And talk to them about it.
Yeah.
So not that you guys are having issues, but like taking your significant other to a place where it's like close and personal to you opens them up to you and opens up you guys up to conversation. So.
Yeah.
Dr. Pastor, whatever his name is.
Dr. Pastor. Pastor Calvin Robertson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pastor Calvin will agree that you did a good job.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was cool. So like I took her to where like from like infancy, from infancy to like now.
There's Nyack Hospital.
Like I showed her. That was weird. How do you know that was where I was born?
Your face.
I didn't take her there, but like, how did you know?
Because everyone from up there was either born there or Good Samaritan.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. I was just really weird. How you
process of elimination because I couldn't think of Good Samaritan at the time.
But yeah, I took her to where. I took her, to like where I lived from like 2 to 6, and then like 6 to 9, 9 to 15, all that stuff, and I showed her the schools too, and every place I had like an anecdote towards it, not just like, okay, here is my school, blah blah blah, let's go to the next place.
Right.
So it was cool that I got all of that, and while we were driving, she got to listen to the kind of music that I listened to. Mm-hmm. So and she was like, I kept like skipping through songs, but then she's like, oh, let me be the DJ. Let me pick things. I was like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. It's true. Like, go ahead. I mean, I'm gonna like it anyway. It's my freaking playlist. Right. So I was like, hey, yeah, go ahead and knock yourself out. So like, yeah. So we were just like listening to a lot of stuff. She put on the Jacksons. She put on Star Wars and stuff. She was like, because she likes instrumental music. She put that on. She put other things on. It was cool. She was like, "Oh my god, I've like forgot about this song." She put on like old school Boyz II Men. She listened to that. she coaxed me into singing for her. Singing to her. Yeah, because like I was like, "Oh, I love this song," and I just started singing it to myself. And then like she started like putting like the volume down so she can like hear me. I was like, oh, so you want me to sing to you, right? She was like, I mean, you're already singing. I was like, all right. So like I like carried a tune. So
nice.
It was cool. It was fun. Yeah. So she really enjoyed it. I mean, I thought I was doing like a bad job because I was like, oh man, like this is all that I like did. She was like, no, it was great. And I showed her. I went to a friend's house. I went to a married couple's friend. The married couple that I went to Comic-Con with, we went to their house and we chilled out for a bit, hung out with their kids, had fun. And then later in the day, we did the tour, and then later in the day we came to see you. Because I wanted her to see like the close people and the important people in my life. So she just got a feel for them. So and she liked everybody. She was like, oh wow, like you have an eclectic like group of friends. And I was like, yeah, I do.
That's important in a relationship to like get to know the people around that person.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So
yeah, so it was cool. She liked it. I liked it. It was fun. It was a good time. She liked it a lot. And then and then after that, like after that night, it was just awesome because then I don't even know why I didn't think about this stuff, but like but we were just talking, and then like she just said something that made like my heart like overflow. Oh. It was just crazy because she was just like, I want to plan a trip together, Martini. Something mad simple, But the thing is, I've never heard that said to me before, and I'm just like, because I'm insecure, so like I don't know if somebody likes me until you have to literally say, hey,
I like you.
I like you. You know what I'm saying? So like she does say that, you know, but she was like, I want to plan a trip together, and I was just like, oh snap! I was like, okay, where do you want to go? I'm thinking she's thinking like Himalayas or some shit like that, you know, but because she's like a nomad, so she's like, when I say Himalayas, trust me, like she goes like everywhere, but she's like, no, let's like we could do like a local thing, or like we can, you know, we can go like to the city, or we can go to like Boston, we can go to Philly, we could do like, you know, like art museums, blah blah whatever. And she just kept going on and on. She was like, are you interested in any of that? I was like, yes to all. I was like, I want to do all that shit with you, you know. And then she was like, oh, like that's gonna be great. But like, and I was like, why do I? Because I'm not a travel bug. I don't like, I don't care, you know, about like traveling. But I want to spend time with her. So if I'm spending time with her and doing things, that's perfect. I don't really necessarily care where we go. I don't have to see something. I want to see the Eiffel Tower. I don't give a fuck about.
You know what?
Like
our favorite listener, April. She's actually in. Damn it.
What up, April? #1 fan. Whoop, whoop.
She is in what's that place in New York? Upstate New York. Not the Adirondacks. What the hell was it? Lake George.
Oh yeah, okay.
And like the picture, she should just put up a few pictures like of her like writing and reading and stuff like that, relaxing. And I'm happy she gets to do that. But like the pictures just look so relaxing. And I guess they got like a little cabin somewhere off on the lake. I was like, yo, that would be so dope.
Yeah.
Now I feel like a little bit of an asshole because I had the opportunity to do that with my ex, and I was like, I'll stay home. He went with like a bunch of his friends though, so I was like, no thanks.
No, but like just stuff like that, and then I was like, yo, why am I like getting so amped about this stuff? Because like again, I'm not a travel person, and then I was like, wait, did I do any traveling like with my ex? And I'm like, no, I didn't. And I was like, why didn't I do any of that stuff? And I was like, oh, that's why. Because like again, her parents was like super religious,
right?
So they didn't want. She couldn't go anywhere overnight unless it was like with like her sister or like a bunch of girls. So I remember two times that we went away someplace. We went to Comic-Con with each other, and we went to we didn't want to keep going back and forth like to our separate homes and going, because we did like the 3-day. So we're like, yo, 1 year, let's just freaking like go to a like hotel, stay at the hotel, and then just go from there.
Right.
You know, she was like, yeah, that's a good idea. But I was like, oh, your parents. So like, yo, she had to come up with like this cockamamie lie to like, you know, like, I think she said that she went to like a freaking like a prayer retreat for, you know, to her parents. She was like, oh, that's great. Like, that's
Jesus,
gonna be, that's
no pun intended.
Right. She's like, oh, that's great. That's gonna be nice. That's gonna be nice for you to do. Blah blah. You know, just for us to spend time with each other. So like that was a big hindrance. And I told Yoga Chick about that, and she's like, well, we can go anywhere, you know, because like she doesn't have that blockage.
Right.
So I was like, yes, I get to do shit with her. Like this is fucking awesome. And like she was like naming mad shit, because like for me, I'm not saying that I was gonna be bored going up to see her or her coming down, but I was like, what else are we gonna do, because we don't see each other.
Right.
And she started naming all the shit that we can do. I was like, duh, yeah, we can do all this stuff together. But she really wants to like do trips and like bond. And that was a cool thing too, because I read somewhere that like you should, that's a surefire way to test your relationships, by going on trips. Because if you could go on a trip with that person and then come back still happy, you keep that person. Right. Like you're good, because trips are a lot. They're a lot, but like they're what, I'm trying to find a word, but I mean, yeah, for lack of a better term, they're a lot.
They're a lot, because a lot could happen. Like you have schedules to keep, or things that you want to see the other person doesn't want to see. You know, there's traveling and sitting in a car for X amount of time, or being on a plane, or getting someplace on time. It's a lot to deal with, and you know, you have to do it with the right person. So yeah, me and Boo haven't done that yet. Like we talked about it, but I don't know. We've been doing a lot of staycations.
But that's fine too. I mean, it's not, you know.
But you know what it is? I could stand him for like a weekend. Like I could stand it. Like we pretty much, we don't see each other almost every day, but like at this point, it's a lot. But we talk every day, obviously. But like I feel like I haven't really gotten aggravated with him yet. And when I do, he goes, "You're being mean." Like, he's cute about it. He's not like, "Yo, you're being a bitch."
Like, yeah, this is day 3. That's why. Okay, I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry, baby. You know.
Oh, he's just like, "Are you getting sick of me?" And I'm like, "No, not really." And I'm not. I'm just like not in the mood to like be cute. And then I'll be like, "But I love you." And I'm like, "All right, damn it, fine, I love you too."
You won me over.
I'm
But
like,
no, yeah, I mean, yeah, you'll plan your vacation. You know, I mean, yeah, you're a trip person, aren't you? Like, you do that
yeah.
stuff.
I mean, we talked about like Boston and Philly. I mean, we went to Philly for the night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we came home.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, so there you go. That is a trip.
And I got lost, and I thought he was gonna be like really mad, and he was just like calm and.
Oh yeah, I remember that story. Yeah, you said that.
So,
You said that on the blog on the podcast.
on the blog. We have this blog here.
But no, but yeah. So yeah, she wants to do all this stuff, and I'm just like, wow, like this is awesome, man. And I told her, I was like, yo, you freaking rock, and she's like, you're the best. And I was like, yo, you're good, man. Like, I'm good. You know, so
Like, fuck all that shit that I've been bitching about on the podcast for last year.
pretty well, not fuck it, but like
don't matter right now.
I've come a long way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so do you think that she's the one?
Oh shit! You're asking me that?
Yeah.
Do I think she's the one?
Mm-hmm. Or do you believe in the one?
Well, which question are you asking?
Okay. Question number 1.
Okay.
Do you believe that there is the one?
In the convention that people say that phrase, I don't know. And I know that's a cop out, but I'm trying to, because it's very nuanced. I don't know if there is a direct one person for somebody out there, even though there is technically 7 billion people out there. So statistically speaking, probably there can be. I know that there's always there is probably somebody better, you know, and that sounds harsh, but that doesn't mean that I'm supposed to be with that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always somebody better. Like, there's always something better. There's always a better computer that I have.
But is it better in the general sense, or is it just better for you?
No, but that's the thing. Like, that's the thing, because knowing that there is something better out there, should you go for
like,
it?
okay, you could be with this girl, right? We're not gonna put our people in the mix.
Yeah, that's
so
fine.
you could be with this girl, and she's everything that you wanted her to be emotionally.
Okay.
But let's say physically, you're not really sure about.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe there could be somebody better out there physically with the same kind of emotional capacity.
Okay.
Maybe the same mental capacity,
Right.
whatever.
Yes.
But does that necessarily mean that it's better for you?
That's exactly what I mean. Like,
And does that necessarily mean that you should go looking for it?
Exactly.
And like, I feel like if you're looking for the 100%, we were referring back to the 80-20 Chicago style 70-30 rule, then you could very well risk being by yourself.
Absolutely.
Okay, so remember the guy who the Malaysia?
Yes.
Okay, let's say that Malaysia was the one.
Okay.
I was never going to Malaysia.
Right.
Never.
So he would have to come here.
And that wasn't going to happen because I wasn't going to like call up the embassy and ask for fucking permission.
No, but I'm saying you were definitely not going over there, but he would have to come over here if you thought that he was the one.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Go on.
That wasn't going to happen. So I just missed out on the one. And he wasn't the one, by the way.
No, I know that. But
let's get that out there.
No, but why would you, if you thought he was the one, why would you dismiss that? If he was the one?
Because fears and shit get in the way. Why would some crazy dude from Malaysia, hailing from Cameroon or where the fuck he hailed from, be the one?
Because the one can be anywhere, anytime.
Right. Who wants to measure those odds?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, who was going searching for all that? You hear people. There was a story of a lady. I'm going to get the story wrong because I don't remember where I read it. She like went somewhere to do like mission work.
Okay.
And there was like somebody else there who was either part of the work she was doing. Like, she was helping a village and she met this guy. Yeah. And they ended up falling in love and getting married.
Okay.
Like, if she wasn't doing the mission work, then they would have never met.
Right.
And then maybe she would have never found her one. And she would have just stayed with like Joe from down the street who beat her. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe she had a really great guy in America. We're just making all this off the cuff.
Yeah.
And like, she thought he was the one. So why look for better? I think that when I was with my ex, at the time, I thought he was the one.
Right.
Because he was the best that I had had. Not in like every sense of the word, but like the best person I thought fit with me.
Yes.
And was compatible with me. And we wasn't getting any younger.
Okay.
So I kind of thought like, oh, he's the one.
Yeah.
Like, he's the one I'm going to be with. And like, since we get along as friends, like, it's going to work. You know, and that didn't work. So I don't try to have that thinking now. Like, do I think me and my boo are going to have a successful relationship? I actually do. Am I going to mark him down as like the one? Not yet. I don't think so.
Right.
So.
That's great. No, but what you said hit everything that I was thinking, because like I said, you know, from down to phones, computers, cars, whatever, there's always something better. So should you go for that, or should you be like, nah, like, I'm good with what I have? And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're settling, you know, even though it kind of does technically, but it's like, nah, I'm good. Why do I need to F things up, you know? Just like, okay, so just take religious girl, right? Technically, I have more compatibility with religious girl than I have with yoga chick. You know what I'm saying?
How so? I mean, on OkCupid?
Yeah. Well, no, not like that. But like, we're into the same things. Like, we're into the same thing. We both like some of the same shows. I mean, she likes relationship shows. She watches like The Bachelor and shit like that. And I know, well, but
sorry, Bachelor.
And you know, and I've told her about Married at First Sight, and she was like, "Oh my God, that's insane!" So I know, like, if we stayed together, she would have watched a couple episodes and would have fell in love with that too.
Right.
She loves video games. I love video games. You know, she likes cartoons, as do I, and we like some of the same cartoons. We like different cartoons too, but the same thing. But overall, she likes cartoons. You know what I mean? With Yoga Chick, she's very off the grid. You know, she doesn't even like her phone. she said if I could get rid of my phone, I would, because she likes being off the grid, and that's fine, you know. But like, on a technical standpoint, we are not compatible. But like religious because for me, I'm on that shit. I'm on the grid. I'm everywhere. I have phone, laptop. I'm on all social media thing, you know, all that stuff. You know what I mean? So with religious chick, like we were good except for the religious thing, but with yoga chick, like, even though we're less compatible, I just feel just more in tune with her, even though we're not opposite, but like it shouldn't work. You know, what we have with each other, we shouldn't work, you know, but we do, I think, exceptionally, you know. And so, and also too, like with you said, with all the stuff that you had before, you can kind of assess that your current boyfriend is like, you know what, nah, like, you're like, he's really good and stuff, he's really good for me, and we're gonna see things through. And just like how you assessed like your ex, where you thought that he was the one, and you're like, okay. So with my situation, I thought that my ex was the one because I proposed, but then again, I by having her as an ex now, and just seeing how relationships are, and me reevaluating what a relationship is, and compatibility with somebody, I can properly assess this all post relationships. So I kind of knew that with religious girl, even though we were compatible, something was kind of still off, and I guess it finally came to fruition. But with yoga chick, even though we're technically not compatible, it's like, I don't know, man, like, I definitely see a future with her. Is she the one? I don't know if she's necessarily the one, but she can be in that category.
Did you check off your boxes?
Yeah, you know, she really does. She definitely checks off the boxes, but maybe even more so than the ex one, because obviously I proposed to her, you know. So like it's just different. It's just a different vibe. So I'm like, man, like she could go down that road, you know, especially with what I was talking about with like the whole trips thing and what she wants to do, and just the stuff that we talk about and the similarities that we have and the distinct differences that we have too, because people like forgo that. They think that the differences are bad. The differences can be good too. You're like,
yeah,
oh,
of course,
you're different in that way. Oh, that's cool. I'm different in this way too. So people think it as a negative, like, oh man, no, I need to find somebody that likes the same things I do and everything for it to work. And no, it doesn't work that way. You know, it's not supposed to work that way.
And I think that's the thing. Like, I kind of feel like that sometimes a person will be more compatible with you, like emotionally and physically, and all those other things. Like, you may not like the same kind of things, but those are the things, like when you're like emotionally and physically met needs wise, you're willing to compromise on the other shit more. You're like, I don't really care to watch this Superman movie or show, but I will because you like it. Do you know my boyfriend has like 10 Superman t-shirts in his fucking closet?
Lightweight. Go ahead.
Lightweight. He's like, babe, I did my closet. And I looked in there. I was like, oh, my boyfriend's a hoarder. But because I like feel content in all my other areas, I'm like, my boyfriend's a hoarder. Great.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
He like broke out a Discman today. I was like, that
does it still work?
Yeah.
All right.
He's like, oh man, I love this thing. I was like, oh my God, get rid of it. I was like, there's this app called Let It Go. I'm like, you need to get on that.
You need to get on that.
But because like, I don't know, it's just like, because everything else is like cool. And like, when I do get crabby, because I do, I'm never going to admit that I don't or say that I don't. He kind of just like, I don't know, like he doesn't get like mad back. You know, I could be like crabby and be like, yeah, get away. And he'll just be like cute and cuddly about it. Yeah. And then I can't be mad. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah, it's a diffuser.
It's a different compatibility.
It definitely is. Yeah, again.
Like we may not like the same things. We may not like do all the same things. Like he's really into comics and I don't care. And he was like showing me his like Old Man Logan comic books today. He's like, this is what the movie's going to be about. Yeah. I can't wait. I'm like, oh yeah. We'll go see it, babe.
Did you see the trailer?
Yeah.
It didn't move you in any way? Just as aesthetically as a movie?
Sure. I'll go see it. I mean, I don't know. Sure.
Here's the thing. I never read what he showed you. Right. But just me looking at the trailer, and I was just like, wow. Like the music that they played with Johnny Cash and all that stuff, I was just like, wow, this is a heavy movie. I was like,
maybe I didn't pay attention to it close enough. I was just like, oh, damn, this dude got old.
Oh man, nah. I don't know. You don't have to do anything, but I think you should just rewatch it and just watch it just as a movie. And I think you'd be just like, wow, this is pretty damn deep. I was like, okay.
I mean, I like the other Wolverine movies. My mom even liked them. She's like, that's Logan and his brother's gonna come, and I'm like, shut up, mom.
It's like, calm yourself.
She's like, oh, I love this part. Watch his claws come out, Jen. I was like, those aren't claws, mom.
Oh man. No, they could be if I know what she's talking about. So
Wolverine, does he have claws?
Yeah, Wolverine has claws.
I thought those are knives, like Freddy.
No. Those are claws.
Okay. Mom 1, Gen 0.
Mom 1, Gen 0. That's funny.
When your mom knows more about X-Men than you do.
That should be on the shirt.
I know. You really hit an all-time low.
Oh man, that's funny.
So I don't know if the one really exists, like, you know. But then, like, I have a friend whose dad passed away like when we were younger, like so maybe 10 years ago, whatever. And she was telling me like her mom was only with her dad ever, and like and she'll never like remarry or she'll never go out and date. Oh, wow. Like she's just like, that was it. He's my only love.
Wow, that's beautiful, but that's kind of sad too. Like,
yeah,
because she has a long life to live, and to not try to not recapture, the love. You'll never do that.
Right,
But to
just
get
find
something
some company.
get something different, you know what I mean? Like that. I don't know. Oh.
I know, but
That's it.
that was her one.
Well, okay, so let me ask you, since you asked me that freaking diesel question, put me on the spot with
Sorry.
with yoga chick. No, that's fine. I like thinking about that. I mean, I've thought about it myself. Anyway, you know, like
I already know that.
but okay, so do you think that that there is the one, or you just marry the one you're gonna marry? You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm kind of mean? Like, is there like a specific like spiritual, like the one, or just like, nah, this is the one that I'm gonna marry, and this person is good
I think
enough?
that's different for everybody. I think if you're somebody who's kind of like, I'm getting up there in age, I just want to like be married, I just want to have kids, I think that you marry the one you're gonna marry, the one who gives you the most back.
Okay.
Even if it's not enough. Even if it's not exactly what you want it, in some way you morph it into your head to believe it's what you want. You'll say things like, he's a pain in the ass, but I love him. Like, and not in a fun, playful way, like in a me way.
Not like your parents, like your mom says that.
Yeah.
He's a pain in my ass.
She says that, but then like when she's away, she's like, I miss your dad.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God.
That's not real love. That's not real love.
38 years. Oof.
That's crazy. That's awesome, man.
But see, my dad was married 3 times, and my mom just married one person.
Yeah.
Him. And my dad just was finding a whole bunch of ones.
A whole bunch of ones.
Singles, like at a strip club. And he was just making it rain.
Oh, man.
Wife.
Right.
It was only 3 of them. And then he found my mom, and then he was like, oh, I'm getting too old for this shit. Yeah. I guess I'll stay.
No. Don't say that. It's messed up. No, I mean, thank you for your honesty. Because, like,
I honestly think it depends. Like, I think if I would have married my ex, I would have just been settling for the person who I want to marry. Like, the person I'm with now, like, whether or not we get married is completely up to him. I'm leaving everything in his shoes, in his ball cart. Time's ticking, buddy. I'm kidding. No pressure.
Right.
But I don't know. Like, I really, sometimes it shocks me how compatible we are. Because when I first met him, I didn't really know as much as I knew he was a nice guy. And I was like, yeah, I can't date any more assholes. Then, like, as like time went on, I was just like, oh, wait. He's, like, really awesome. Like, there's no act. Like, like, you know, it's like how everyone, like, gives you the representative in the beginning, and you're just like, this is
Chris Rock line, yes.
Right. So, you're just like, this is my representative. You know, they put on the Dog and Pony show. But we're like almost 9 months in, and like it hasn't changed. You know, so either he's really good at it, or this is just really who he is.
Yeah.
So, and if this is really who he is, then he may be the one. Like, I mean, I don't know.
But is he the one?
I could sit here and be like, oh, I wish he looked like more like Idris Elba or something crazy like that. But like, I don't. Like, I look at him and I was like, oh, he's so adorable.
Yeah, and like, you're good.
Yeah, I feel content.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing I really want to change about him.
Yeah.
Like, nothing at all. Like, and I, like, other than, like, we talk about, like, you know, being more active and being more healthy, but that's just something for us. Like, not because I don't like something about him.
Yeah.
And I don't know the last time I felt that way. So.
That's great.
And, you know, and then, like, time hop reminds me about, like, what I was doing this time last year. And, like, all the crazy text messages from Crazy Boy came up. About this is like this is the day we stopped talking.
Oh wow!
The first time when he like called the airline and made threats.
Oh my God.
Yeah. When I was like, damn, who would have thought then that I would be here now?
Yeah. Right.
After all that drama.
Man, I was here for that. That's crazy. Jeez. Wow.
You were like, what did I do? He was like about to blame me for something.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He hated me, and he never even met. I mean, I don't think we've ever met. Well, we met that one time.
One time.
You know, order in the court. I think that's the only time that we met. But yeah, no, but I think I'm in a good position too, because I think the reason why I was always like fuck love and blah blah blah, because I followed the emotional script of what true love and the one is.
Right.
You know, so I thought what I was doing and who I was with was the one. And I'm not like throwing shade or shitting on her or whatever. No, I really thought that she was the one. I was like, yeah, everything is going right, everything is going great. Boom, this is the one. This is it. This is it. And then, you know, it blew up in my face. So yeah, so boom, 4 years of just fuck this, fuck that. Love is not enough. All this shit. I'm never good enough. Blah blah blah. So with like Yoga Chick, I'm just like, of course, like we're going slow, but like just things are building much differently, you know, and it seems more real, you know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is like about her that we're just doing it differently. I think it's because maybe it's just because we're going slow, because we've both been burned, so we're just constantly checking in on each other. It's saying, you know, hey, you know, if things are right, like, are we doing things good? Are we doing things properly? And we always check on each other, so it's always good. But yeah, we're just taking it slow, but things are going really well. And like I said, when she first talked to me on OkCupid, I was like, yo, we're not compatible. Like, we're good. Like, one, we're at 61%. And two, all the shit that you're into, I'm not really into, you know? So I was like,
right.
I'm sorry, you know? But, like, she was persistent. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, what the hell? Why not? And then, of course, you know, I went to go see that psychic, and like that was really pretty cool. But then just us just knowing each other and talking to each other, we found hidden gems about each other, and we're like, wow, like, I didn't know you were into that. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, this is insane. Like, why are we like so compatible? And we'll say the same things. Not that we like, oh, we finish each other's sentences. We don't do that.
Right.
But we're just finding day in and day out that we're just more and more compatible. So we're just like, man, like, this is great. Like, I really love how this is. And again, you're right. I have no desire to change anything about her.
Right.
You know? Is she my ideal like fake person? You know, just like you said, like
right.
your person is like Idris Elba. Like, I've seen your boyfriend, he does not look like him, but you're like, yo, fuck it. You know, like, he's awesome, you know what I mean? And I personally met him too, and like he's super cool. You know, like I wish you guys the best of luck. And yeah, the person that I'm dating right now, yeah, she doesn't look like my ideal person, but like, she's great. She doesn't need to, you know, it's not like I'm saying, yeah, she needs like a bigger ass and like bigger boobs or whatever, or she needs to be taller.
Right.
Nah, she's good as is, you know, and it's so great that we're finding things about each other, you know, and we're helping each other discover things about each other. So she's awesome. So again, I don't know if she's the one, but she is. I will say it right now on Bed Love Beyond. I believe that she is on that path to be that person, and I believe that I can say that because I've been there before.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I believe she could be on that path. So
right.
if things keep going well, you know, like, I think good things can come out of this relationship.
Awesome. I agree. I think you have to sit back and decide what the one is for you. And I think kind of like in Martini's situation, kind of like with Yoga Chick, like, you kind of don't know what you want or what you need until it happens to you.
Yes.
You know, like, honestly, like, when you told me about Yoga Chick from the door, like, just in the first 2-second impression, I was like, this girl sounds like she's going to be like too like metaphysical and peace and blessings for you, and you know, but then like
I thought so
as
well.
I really thought about it, and I was like, yo, that is exactly what he needs.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're so like in your head and so wrapped up that like you need someone to kind of just like take your hands and be like, chill. Mm-hmm. We good. Mm-hmm. Let's just be. Mm-hmm. And then like once you get comfortable and you fall into that peace, like your natural Pisces will just flow and you'll just be like, I'm good. Mm-hmm. And I really, like, after I thought about it, I was like, oh, wait, that's what he needs. He needs someone to, like, sit down and be like, let's meditate. Because you need to calm your ass down.
Because you need to calm your ass down. No, for real. Like,
and you don't know it until it happens.
yeah, no, it's true. And like when we hang out, when I like see her, like I'm so like calm with her. I remember seeing like this meme that said, if you're in front of your significant other, no, if you find somebody and they make you all giddy and your heart starts racing and like you start sweating, blah blah, blah, and you're all super happy, don't be with that person.
Mm-hmm.
You should be with the person that makes you feel calm, warm, secure, and all that stuff. And she does all of that. And at first I didn't realize what that meant. I was like, what do you mean? Like that should be the person who you should be with, that makes you go like, oh, he's here or whatever, But I think that because that is more like, I don't want to say lust, but it's more temporary when you feel like that. This person is supposed to make you feel like complimentary and like ooh, like I can see myself with this person and like that, and she does. She also does make me giddy too. Like,
I get what you're saying.
And when we speak and like, oh, we should do this together, I'm like, yes, we should. I was like, yo, I'm grinning ear to ear right now. And she's like, hee, what all that stuff. So like, yeah. So I feel good things with this relationship.
Yeah.
And like you said. And like I said, no, like we both said, because like I said that there are better, but then you said, why look for it?
Yeah, I mean, like, you have to think about what the better is. Mm-hmm. If it's like, he makes me really happy, but when he gets pissed because the football game gets fucked up, he hits me. Yeah, there's better out there. Keep looking.
yeah.
Sorry, I always go like left with it.
It's because you're a social worker. That's why.
I know.
Yeah, we should have a disclaimer. She's a social worker, so she deals with this shit. So that's why. So
I know,
we're definitely not making fun of domestic violence. Domestic violence is horrible, but like that's why she veers left. So please, no hate mail.
I would like to do an episode on that though.
What, domestic violence?
No, kind of like domestic violence, but more like just mental health in a relationship.
Yeah, we could do that.
So
wait, didn't we do that? Something like that? I don't know. We could do it. That's fine.
Yeah, there was something disturbing that happened last night. Ooh. Not with me. But.
Oh, right. But something happened. Yeah. No doubt. We can do that.
So yeah, but I mean, look, you're never gonna get it 100% right. Yeah.
Yeah, because let's say like with your man, right? Like you love everything about him, but like just like you said that he likes comics, he doesn't care. So now you could be like, I mean, you don't care. So you could be like, all right, let me freaking find everything that my boyfriend has without the comics.
Right.
Could you find that person? Yeah, you probably can. But one, where are you going to find that person? Two, how long is that going to take? Just so you can get everything that you want. You know what I mean?
And then they're going to have something you don't like.
Yes.
Maybe they have ugly feet.
Right.
This is not a game.
Yeah. This is not a game. This is not a game.
No, it's a real deal.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
If you gotta have some man's feet in your bed, you want them to be clean and like free of crust.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. So you could be like, yes, he likes everything that I like. He freaking watches He loves SVU marathons.
He does love SVU marathons.
Oh, he does? Oh, damn.
I know. I'm so lucky.
No, but I was just going to say, like, yes, like this person loves SVU marathons. He hates comics. He thinks they're for babies. And like...
I don't even care about his comics, though. That was just...
No. I'm just using it as an example. It's just like, yeah, he's like, all this stuff is good. Awesome. And then like, he's like, hey, babe, you want to like go in the bed and just lay down? Like, yeah, let's do that. And he takes off his shoes and he's like, what the? And you're like, no. Like,
I know.
Dirty
bad business.
Yeah, so I feel you. Yeah, there's always going to be something.
I thought my ex was the one. My ex hated SVU. Mm-hmm. I put a thing up the other day. I was like, damn, they canceled SVU for the debates. And he was like, he actually commented on my status. And he was like, oh, so something good came out of the debates. I was like, you motherfucker. I was like, that's why I found a man to watch SVU with me.
Oh, shit. How's that tea?
Yeah, exactly. Sip on that, bitch. Anywho.
Oh, my goodness.
Does the one exist? I don't know. We're not the ones to tell you. That's really up to you.
Yeah.
If you're looking for it, good luck. But in the meantime, don't discount, the 99% that come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with this article, I saw that it definitely is kind of like a numbers game. This is from this article called this site called waitbutwhy.com, and it was in an article talking about picking your life partner. And it says that society places a stigma on intelligently expanding our search for potential partners. And it says, in a study on what governs our dating choices more, our preferences or our current opportunities wins hands down. Our dating choices are 98% a response to market conditions and just 2% immutable desires. So proposals to date tall, short, fat, thin, professional, clerical, educated, uneducated people are all more than 9/10 governed by what is offered that night. So in other words, people end up picking from whatever pool of options they have, no matter how poorly matched they might be to those candidates. The obvious conclusion to draw here is that outside of serious socialites, everyone looking for a life partner should be doing a lot of online dating, speed dating, and other systems created to broaden the candidate pool in an intelligent way. But good old society frowns upon that, and people are often still timid to say that they met their spouse on a dating site. The respectable way to meet a life partner is by dumb luck, by bumping into them randomly or being introduced to them from within your little pool. Fortunately, the stigma is diminishing with time, but that it's there, all a reflection of how illogical the socially accepted dating rulebook is. And it's true, because like that's why I wanted to know if people believe in the one, like, do people believe it's magic or is just a matter of fact? Because a lot of my friends are married, and like I want to know, like, did you think this person was the one, or just because like Janet worked in accounting and she was like in your small pool of friends that like you're like, all right, I'm gonna go with this person, and then like we good. You know what I'm saying? Like we dated for 2 years and like, yay, yeah, she's the one apparently. Like, was she the one? Like, did you look? Like, did you look everywhere? Or
look everywhere?
Well, not everywhere, but like, did you expand your horizons, or it was just like, did you think it was like serendipity? Like, wow, the person that I thought that I was supposed to marry was in the next cubicle next to me. Just like you said with the woman who went on a missions work. Like, yeah, she could have went. She could have went with. She could have dated the janitor at her work, but she went. Where was that? Where was that? Do you remember where that mission work was? Like,
it was like in South America somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. She freaking found the love of her life in South freaking America. You know what I'm saying? And where was she from? Here? Like
yeah,
in the States, right?
Yeah.
Look at that. Like, she broadened her horizons. Like, so like I don't know. Like, can I guess what I'm trying to say is, or what I'm trying to fathom is, can anyone be the one? It's just who you pick, right? And then you just try to make it work. Is that it? Is that what you do? Like,
I think, like, again, I really believe it's like what you believe the one is.
Mm-hmm. And then that's how it'll work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's really what you want it to be, but at the same time, like, it could be like the guy who gave you the best orgasm. Who knows?
Right.
You never really know.
Mm-hmm. No, I feel you.
Yeah. So, I don't know if we're at the meme of the day.
Yeah, we could be there. Yeah.
We can be. I love when you say that. You're like, we could be there.
Yeah.
Like I'm forcing you into it.
No, we're good. I mean,
I couldn't really find anything. So I actually saw. When I was looking, I came across the quote that you have, and it says, "Marry a man who loves you more than you love him." And then it said, "My mother told me, when you hold a man's hand and he makes your heart beat faster, and he makes you feel giddy and excited, walk away from this man. He's not the man for you. If you hold a man's hand and he makes you feel warm, safe, and secure, hold on to him. This is the man you are going to marry." He's the one.
So, how do you feel about that, though? Is that correct? Do you understand what it means? Like, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think it's true. Mm-hmm. I mean, anybody who I was ever like lusting over, well, obviously didn't work out.
So you think that whole giddiness and stuff that this fictional mother was talking about is lust? You think that's what that is?
Yeah, I mean, I do. I think to a point it is, like, because sometimes you'll like see somebody like, and you'll be like, oh my god, he's so cute. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Mm-hmm.
So you're not thinking rationally. That's why the giddiness is taking over. Okay.
Like, but is he gonna like take care of you and like make you feel safe? I don't know.
Is he gonna give you an enema?
Yeah, you saw that?
Yeah, I saw that. What I'm referring to. What's the show called? This is your show. Go ahead.
Donnie Loves Jenny.
So apparently Jenny woke up from something.
Jenny McCarthy was like sick.
Yeah.
And she was like, her stomach was bothering her and she felt constipated. And he was like, Beba, is there anything I could do for you? And she's like, I think I need an enema.
He's like, a what?
He's like, where are they? And she's like, under the sink. Me, I'm like the social worker. I'm like, why does that bitch have mad enemas under her sink? I was like, does she have eating disorder?
No, she could be doing something else.
I don't know what you do with enemas. I'm inexperienced.
You prepare yourself.
Gross. Slut. No, I'm kidding, Jenny.
No. Well, actually, no, because then he wouldn't have been so
weird about it.
Yeah, weird about it. So no.
So like he got the enema and then like he was like, okay, just do it. And she's like, I need you to do it for me.
And then he was like, wait, what? He's like, what are you talking about?
But then like, you know how they come in like in between, they're like, they talk and he's like, I was so prepared to do it for her. He's like, I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't love that I get to give my wife an enema. Like they're just like a fun loving couple. Like, I don't know. I know you don't watch the show, but like when I watch the show, like, and she's been married before and he's been married before, but like I think he and her, like that is the one for them.
Yeah.
They're so like well meshed together.
Yeah.
And because you probably didn't know like how funny Donnie Wahlberg was. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows Jenny McCarthy's funny.
Yeah.
You know, but like you see the more serious side of Jenny McCarthy, and like Donnie Wahlberg is like a giant kid, and he can be with her. Yeah. And I think like that's the stuff. That's the ingredients of a good romance. That's right. The ticket.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah,
I love their relationship.
Yeah, oh, man, and that's so crazy too. To that could be another subject too. Like, I got the title for it. Finding the one after the one.
Part 2.
Because like that's, because how do you know? Like that's so crazy. Like. You know, you thought this person was it. Like, you married, did the whole thing, the rice, you threw the rice and all that shit. And
bubbles,
then, like,
invitations.
Yeah, man. And then, like, it doesn't work. But then you find another. Like, how do you even do that? Like, me, I just didn't pass the engagement thing. But, like, to go through the whole thing.
Like I told you, my friend who was married and her and her husband decided to become swingers, and then they kind of got divorced. Well, I think they're in the process of getting divorced now, and she's like online with like another boyfriend, and she just seems so happy. And like, because I don't know really what happened, I don't know about the unhappiness.
Yeah.
Although I don't think it was like violent or anything like that. I think it was just empty.
Yeah.
You know, you sit there and you look and you try not to judge, but you're kind of like, how could you love somebody and somebody love you so much and you have like this relationship and then you turn around and you're like, my new boo. Like, and you're like,
it still creeps
going
me.
Places.
It still creeps. I don't want to say creeps me out, but it's still daunting to me that like you can say I love you to somebody when you've been saying I love you to somebody else. And I'm not saying like a cheating thing. Like, you know, you married somebody, divorced, you broke up, blah blah. Now you're going with somebody else, and you're saying the same things that you said to your ex-spouse. You know, it's just like, wow. Like,
then I really believe again it's what marriage means to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because some people, marriage is more than just a piece of paper and like a legal document. Mm-hmm. You know, and those are the people who need to really sit back and think about, is he the one? Mm-hmm. If it's just a piece of paper to you and you're like, whatever, I can get divorced. Then if you want to just marry Mr. Right now instead of Mr. Right, then do you. Have a party. Just invite me.
Just invite me.
No, I'm kidding.
Nah, don't get married to Mr. Right now. Just chill with him right now. Like,
right, but
why do that whole process?
I just don't think some people want to do that. I think some people just are like, especially when you're like getting older, and it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it like it's a bad thing. Like, just start there.
It skews your decision making to do that. You shouldn't do that.
It does, but for some people, they're just like in a panic. Like, I have to like.
I'm never gonna find anybody.
Right, I have to check these boxes off. Like, okay, so he's got bad breath. I'll deal with it. And I'm not saying bad breath is something you shouldn't deal with, but take him to the dentist. Maybe he's got halitosis. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But for some people, it really just is a piece of paper and like a document that can be destroyed and changed into something else. And saying I love you, you've been doing it since you were dating. Yeah, I love you, I love you, I love you. Next guy comes, I love you, I love you, I love you. It doesn't mean you don't love him.
Yeah.
I'll never not love or have love for the people I was with. I'm not in love with them.
Right.
If something bad happened to them, I'd be like, that's so fucked up, and I'd be hurt. But like, just saying you love somebody isn't a terrible thing.
Yeah, I feel you.
I mean, it's really what that means behind it.
Yeah.
Like, I love you, take care of yourself, or I love you, take care of me. I don't know. That made no sense.
Nah, I got you. Oh, man. Nah, I hear you.
But, yeah, that's it. I don't know. Do what you gotta do.
Do what you gotta do.
Hold his hand. See how you feel.
Yeah, do you get giddy?
If you get giddy, be like, I gotta go.
Yeah, you're like, I gotta go.
This ain't working.
Yeah.
The meme said that if I get giddy, we shouldn't be together.
Hey. We need to do a disclaimer right now. Bad Love Beyond does not warrant, I don't know. Like, I can't even think of a disclaimer.
Don't believe our memes.
Yeah, don't believe our memes. Do not blame.
But put some
the
faith
memes
into
on us.
them.
Yeah, exactly. Don't hold us accountable for your f-ups. But I mean, that's the end of the show. So I mean, what do you guys think? Do you believe that there is the one? Like,
have you found the one?
Have you found the one? Is it magic or just matter of fact? So please write to us, bedlovebeyond@gmail.com, or you can call us at 201-862-8BED. That is 201-862-8233. You can check out our website at www.bedlovebeyond.com, where we'll have more articles pertaining to this topic. And you can look at our stuff at facebook.com/bedlovebeyond and talk to our fellow fans and listeners. And you can follow us at bedlovebeyond on all social media platforms such as Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, and YouTube. And that is the show. So we will see you guys next time.
Take care.